attack empires that controlled the world's wealth. Throughout history, there were times when a single empire held more wealth than almost the rest of the world combined. These superpowers weren't just political giants, they controlled global trade, resources, and innovations that fueled their unimaginable riches. Let's travel back in time. 1. The Spanish Empire, 1600, $24.08 trillion. At the dawn of the 17th century, Spain ruled over a vast global empire. Its greatest source of wealth? Silver and gold. Ships known as the Spanish galleons carried tons of silver from the mines of Potosi in present-day Bolivia and Mexico across the Atlantic. Spain also had colonies in the Americas, Asia, and Africa, bringing in sugar, spices, and other resources. But constant wars and inflation weakened Spain's grip, and its fortune began to fade. 2. The British Empire, 1913, $40.8 trillion. By the early 20th century, Britain was the largest empire in history, controlling a quarter of the world's population and land. Wealth flowed from colonial trade, industrial production, and financial dominance in London. They controlled vital resources: cotton from India, gold from Africa, spices from Asia, and tea from China. The British Navy ensured trade routes were safe, making Britain the global banker of the world. The Mughal Empire, 1600 to $47 trillion. In 1600, the Mughal Empire in India was one of the richest civilizations on Earth. Its economy was powered by agriculture, wheat, rice, sugarcane, luxury goods like silk, carpets, and jewelry, and especially textiles, fine Indian cotton that was prized worldwide. The empire collected revenue through land taxes from its vast fertile plains. Splendorous cities like Delhi and Agra showcased the Mughal wealth. 4. Song Dynasty. China, $1,147.6 trillion. China's Song Dynasty was centuries ahead of its time. The first economy to use paper money at scale. Innovations in iron production, shipbuilding, and trade boosted income. They traded silk, porcelain, and tea along the Silk Road and maritime routes. This was an empire built on technology, trade, and innovation. Hanar 5. Tang Dynasty, China, $700 to $49.6 trillion. The Tang Dynasty is often called China's Golden Age. It prospered through the Silk Road trade, exporting silk, ceramics, and jade. Chang'an, the capital, became the richest city in the world, hosting merchants from Persia, Arabia, and India. Taxes on land and trade routes filled imperial treasuries. 6. Roman Empire, 14 CE, $49.7 trillion. At the height of Augustus Caesar's reign, Rome was the world's superpower. Its wealth came from conquests, taxes, and slave labor. Rome controlled fertile lands of Egypt, rich mines in Spain, and trade routes across the Mediterranean. Goods like olive oil, wine, and grain sustained the empire, while conquered regions paid heavy tribute. And Rome wasn't just an empire, it was an economic machine. 7. British Empire, 1870, $50.6 trillion. Even before reaching its peak in 1913, Britain in 1870 already stood as a global economic titan. The Industrial Revolution had transformed Britain into the world's factory, with unmatched railroads, steel, and coal production. Its colonies supplied cotton, tea, and raw materials that fueled industries at home. Britain dominated shipping, banking, and insurance, turning London into the financial capital of the world. 8. Han Dynasty, China, 1 CE, $52.6 trillion. At the dawn of the first millennium, the Han Dynasty ruled one of the most prosperous empires in history. Its wealth flowed from the silk trade, iron tools, and a vast farming economy. The Silk Road stretched from China to Rome, exchanging silk for precious metals and goods. An advanced system of governance and taxation ensured stability and steady income for the empire. 9. Ming Dynasty, China, 1600 to $60 trillion. The Ming Dynasty marked another golden era of Chinese greatness. Global demand for porcelain, silk, and tea fueled immense wealth. Their mighty navy under Admiral Zheng He sailed across the Indian Ocean, showcasing Chinese power and influence. Huge amounts of silver from Spanish colonies in the Americas poured into China as Europe craved Chinese luxury goods. 10. Qing Dynasty, China, 1820, $68.1 trillion. By 1820, the Qing Dynasty was the wealthiest empire in recorded history. It ruled nearly one-third of the world's population. The economy thrived on agriculture, rice, wheat, tea, as well as silk, porcelain, and global trade. With vast land, abundant resources, and a huge domestic market, China stood unmatched. But within a few decades, wars, corruption, and Western imperialism weakened its dominance, signaling the decline of the world's richest empire. Conclusion. From Rome to China, from the Mughals to the British, these empires shaped history with their wealth and power. Their riches came from agriculture, trade, conquest, innovation, and industry. But history reminds us of one truth. No empire, no matter how wealthy, lasts forever. Each left behind a legacy of ambition, power, and lessons for the world.